Oi, oi. Oi, oi. T minus 13 minutes away from a cheeky free practice 3 at the season finale. That is, of course, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Oh, the humanity. Pictures of Charles and Arthur Leclerc. How must Carlos Sainz be feeling right about now? Not very good. Morale, Rafa. Joanna. What's going on? Benzi News. Rafa again, of course. Eddie. Legend that is. Off. Let's go. Danica Patrick and Nico Rosberg. And did you hear David Croft? Oh my God. This thing is the gift that keeps giving, isn't it? It is between Max and George. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Heard Crofty, sneaky piece of Crofty's commentary yesterday doing FP2, I want to say, where he's turned around and said, I don't know, I have no clue what this George Russell fella's talking about. I have it on good authority that there was no swearing done by Max Verstappen during the stewards. I was like, oh my gosh. Did Crofty come out? I think they're all scared for their jobs, these lot. Crofty's seen what happened to Damon Hill and desperate to make sure. Look, I tell you what, if there's a team on the grid capable of managing journalists and PR, it is of course the team managed by Christian Horner. That team has a name. That team's name is the Bulls That Are Red. Remember, for the avoidance of that, if you want more broader context, that there are 10 team principals up and down the grid. Only one of them holds a dinner every single year for all of the journalists that report on F1, the accredited media per se. That chap has a name, and his name is the Horner that Christians. Do you know what I mean? I think you want me to be honest, I think the other lot are just getting outmaneuvered. As if that was the principle. If let's imagine a world where all of what Max Verstappen said is a true thing, that he swore in the stewards and that he told George Russell where to go and he's going to put him on his effing head. How are we only talking about the swearing in the stewards? They're good, aren't they? They're good. Christian Hunt. This is why I'm taking him into the trenches, irrespective of what anybody wants to tell me. I don't care. It's for me. It's just the truism at this point. Right, as we're T minus 10 minutes, your boy's done a bit of due diligence, not necessarily on tyre history, but on times around this Abu Dhabi track, because it's a bit techie. It is a bit techie. Look, normally you can get a story from sector 1, sector 2 in isolation. The story here is as follows. McLaren are quick, or at least they have been free practice 1 and 2. In sector 1 and 2, the quickest on the grid, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri in that order. In sector 2, it goes Norris, Piastri, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Hamilton. In sector 3, have a guess. Oh, wait. Norris, Piastri, Hülkenberg, Perez. Hülkenberg looking a bit spicy, eh? Hülkenberg will be quick too around here, because in sector 2 and sector 3 he was the third quickest, but suffice to say that McLaren, in the hands of Lando Norris in particular, are going to be very, very rapid around here. Purple sectors across the board from Lando Norris during FP2 yesterday. 17.0, 36.0 and a 30.4 as near as makes no difference. Lando Norris, for the avoidance of that, is looking very quick on those red labelled soft compound tyres. It's going to get techie. But go on and let's talk about this Max Verstappen stuff. Liam Lawson, Red Bull. Have they announced it, Cricket? Oh, the humanity. I was just watching a Liam Lawson thing. Right, look, motorsport.com did a brilliant interview. Brilliant for a couple of different reasons. They drove from somewhere to somewhere in a car with the senior editor of Motorsport. And in that car was Liam Lawson and Liam Lawson's girlfriend. The senior editor of Motorsport looks like a runway model. I'm being honest. I won't go into more detail than that because there is no need. What? My missus would not let me in the car with her interview and be in the back. Oh, shoot. Okay, so Liam Lawson is driving up front with the motorsport journalist, the model-esque motorsport journalist to Liam's left, and Liam's girlfriend is in the back. Hannah St. John. Mate, Liam Lawson does not pull any punches. I'm telling you. They're asking different... It's in a very entertaining watch, let's say. Liam Lawson. So Liam Lawson's missus is asked a couple of questions, like racing-centric ones. Liam get asked. Liam's girlfriend is like a rocket scientist or something to that effect, like a science major. So Liam gets the science questions, and Liam's girlfriend, who is a legend, a proper. I would be disappointed if Liam doesn't keep hold of her because she's a good egg. Because if that were my missus in the car and I was behaving the way that Liam was, and divorce with immediate effect, like they asked Liam's girlfriend, "What's a chicane?" She was trying to do it. She was close, and then the journal was like, "Yeah, well, that's close." And Liam was like, "No, that's not even close at all. That's not even close. No, that's not even close." I was like, "Fuck, come on, Liam." Like, just like, man, his stakeholder tad is a funny interview. Gives you an insight into the mind of a 23-year-old Liam Lawson. I think he's 23, maybe 22. Super young. He is now the age that Max was in 2021 when you get the gangbuster season between him and Lewis Hamilton, which is chaos. Oh dear, Max is never going to deliberately put someone in the wall. Yes, should have said it. But like, Paisley, sometimes you got to weaponize fear, eh? Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're angry, not to make excuses for automotive pugilism or even indiscretions of the automotive pugilistic variety. Shouldn't do that necessarily, but sometimes, you know what I mean? If you're gonna, if you are George Russell and they're talking about it now, and apparently at the Danica just mentioned it. Apparently at the bloody dinner. At the dinner, they left a seat right next to Max Verstappen as George was late to see whether George... You know, friends banter. George just got the chair and moved it right next to Lewis. He doesn't want to sit next to Max. He's not having it. I thought it was funny. What do you make of Drugovich? Axel, well, Drugovich apparently said, because he was quicker than Fernando Alonso, wasn't he? Danica's mischaracterized it. Danica's just said of George that there's no way George would just do that deliberately to try and get Max penalised. After Australia this year, behave yourself, Danica. Behave yourself. Let's not be naive about George. We know who George Russell is. Do you know what I mean? Advantage Central. Man who indirectly sabotaged Sir Lewis Hamilton with a view to optimise for his own performance at Zandvoort, where again he had the opportunity to play rear gunner. That's not George Russell. That's not in his. It's not in his MO, is it? It's not even in his DNA. He doesn't even have that in his locker as a card to play. Altruism Russell doesn't exist. No chance. Sorry, Axel. What do I make of Drugovich? I'm all over the shop today. T-5 minutes until we get ourselves a cheeky, pivotal FP3, some will say, as far as deciding the ultimate outcome of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the season finale. Although worthy of note is the fact that Charles Leclerc, irrespective of whatever happens in qualifying, will take himself a 10-place grid penalty, and that could prove instrumental in deciding, of course, the thing that everybody cares so much about, which way the Constructors' Championship goes. And of course, I say that with more than a splash of sarcasm. Axel Drugovich, all I know is that he's quicker than Alonso in FP1. He's a person scorned, isn't he? He said, I would be happy with the fact that I was quicker than Alonso, but it just goes to show the fact that I should be in the car. That's Felipe Drugovich talking, not me. And he's right. He's right. You can make an argument that he should supersede either Lance Stroll or Fernando Alonso. Alonso, you could argue, is still Alonso, right? And he's going to give you loads of feedback and technical progress and advantage. But Lance Stroll, I mean, should be in the car. Although saying that's not going to curry him any favour with the paymasters, is it? You imagine Lawrence Stroll reading that. Above whom should you be promoted? Felipe Drugovich, F2 winner. But this is the thing. I never forget the Nude Project podcast with Carlos Sainz. I've never heard anybody say it more succinctly than that fella. Round 24, season finale. Abu Dhabi. Just about to get your resume. I will pause before I continue with the Felipe Drugovich double click. Go on then. Super quick. 5.281 kilometres, 3.281 miles. 65% of the track is full throttle. Max Verstappen holds a lap time 122.1, top speed 214.7 miles per hour. Turn 16 of them, elevation is 10.24. Oof, let's go. And I know this off by heart by now. Tyre compound C5, C4, C3, let's go. let's go, the softest. So therefore, degradation, the rate of, could be an issue during qualifying if your name is Sir Lewis Hamilton, Sector 3, Q3, and definitely for the other 19.2 in the race, it's going to get techie. But yeah, no, I remember Carlos Sainz saying of trying to get a place in Formula One if indeed you're a young driver. He said that it's not just about being good enough. There are all these things that are outside of your control, fortuitous circumstance, momentum. Can't just be good. You've got to be good at the right time. When there are drivers coming out of F1, that people say that there are 20 seats in F1. There are not. At any one given time, to be precise, there's maybe 2 or 3 maximum, because that's how many people will be leaving the sport, going to a different formula at any one time. So who's leaving? So this season is anomalous, because there's a gazillion, 6 rookies starting afresh next year, right? Namely, well, 5 potentially, won't be Colapinto anymore. Bartoletta will be there, Antonelli will be there, Behrman will be there, Doohan will be there, Lawson, if Lawson's still a rookie. It will be his rookie season. So 5 rookies will start brand new afresh next year. And again, sacrificed in their name, of course, will be Bottas, Zhou, K-Mag. Struggling. Bloody no. Struggling. I've named 3. Help me with the other 2. Who's getting dropped? Behrman for K-Mag. Doohan for... Oh, Ocon's displacing K-Mag, isn't he, ultimately? Okay, so Ocon for K-Mag, who won't be there any longer. Lawson for Danny Rick. Antonelli replaces Lewis, who replaces Sainz, who replaces Logan. Logan's not there anymore. Okay, cool. It's a bit weird this, eh? Silly season, eh? Any? Zhou gone, Bottas gone, Logan gone, K-Mag gone. There you 4. There's another one that I'm missing, but whatever. Oh, Checo gone, potentially. Oof. Oof. Yeah, Lawson not replacing Danny Rick, is he? No, that would be the job of Isaac Hajar potentially, or Isaac, depending on your preference enunciation. BB and his mon at Zhou. Yeah, Zhou wants to be a reserve driver for someone. Eh? So too Valtteri Bottas, hoping to be for Mercedes. T minus 60 seconds, and we will get ourselves some FP3 on the go. And I am here for it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ourselves out some metrics. Again, provided to us by our mates over at Multiviewer, as ever. Support them because they support us. And we're not sponsored, but they do. They're a good bunch over at Multiviewer. So it'd be remiss of me not to give them a cheeky promotion each and every single time. Good bunch. And their app is the best app. I'll say that for the avoidance of doubt. Why does my nose keep itching every time I start this stream? It's so annoying. Just keep... Oh, Ted Kravitz doing the do and talking about whether Lewis Hamilton, big question, will Lewis be able to sort out his qualifying malaise in perpetuity? Do you know what I mean? What's he on about? What's Ted on about? Oscar Jack Piastri out qualifying Lando Norris? Doubt it, mate. Potentially. But I very much doubt it. Yeah, but definitely going this Liam Lawson thing. I was watching it in my insomnia last night and just hearing Liam Lawson be like, the journo, the Model S journo. I was like, yeah, we'll give you that one, Liam Lawson's girlfriend. And Liam was like, nah, no, we won't. She's nowhere close. He kept on referring to his missus as she, with like a catwalk model next to him in the car who was also blonde. His girlfriend is blonde. I was like, oh, come on, Liam, behave yourself. He's not managed that very well. He's not managed that very well at all. Right, let's go. We have ourselves. Let's get ourselves some metrics on the go. so that you guys can dine out. Oh, boom, we got it. We got it ready to go. Look at that. Go on then. We're listo calisto. We are ready to go. Again, all of what you see on your screen provided to you by Multiviewer. If you want that, go and down yourself a bit. Download yourself some F1 TV access. And then go and download yourself Multiviewer, which of course is a free app, and then Bob's your uncle. You are good to go. Good to go. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Okay. All right, let's go. 57 seconds. Yeah, of course, Cameron. 57 minutes, 36 seconds on the docket, or 20 even. But I digress. I appreciate each and every single one of you for joining the stream. 161 of you watching could currently do me a favour and smash a like. Kira, thanks for replying yesterday. Now I'm first here. Let's go, Kira. Let's go, Kira. I was responding to so many messages. It was a bit chaotic last night. I was in particular. I was in good form. So you guys wishing my little man happy birthday that put me in that. But no, I tried to respond to as many as possible. Bam, Paisley says, what's happened to OJ? He's gone able. Well, Paisley, for some reason, Ted Kravitz is saying that OJ, aka Oscar Jack Piastri, is potentially going to out-qualify Lando. Well, that does it potentially, but I mean, if you're analysing based on evidence, FP2, then Lando Norris had it on lock. Do you know what I mean? He was dominant, some will say. It will be a McLaren. I mean, constructors in the bag now. I think Lando will potentially put this on pole. Max Verstappen has said, hasn't he, that it'll be a brilliant comeback if he can get within the top 6. But Max always says that, doesn't he? And then he becomes Max Verstappen and drops it on pole to the tune of 3/10 standard fare from the 4, soon to be 5-time champions. I keep on getting a lot of stick. By the way, if you guys are on TikTok, I'm starting to post videos on there now. Going hard. Need to diversify the horizontals, as they say in business speak. Do you know what I mean? So have they actually announced? Have they announced Liam? Shows how dialed into the news I am. Have they actually announced Liam? Let's have a gander, because this is interesting. I saw a lot of news about Checo. He needs to do this and he needs to do that, but I didn't see necessarily. We need to talk about Crofty is what we need to talk about. Oh, wow. F1 CEO appointed to Liberty Media Board. 7 of the best drives. Go away. Go away. Max Verstappen assesses Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari chances. Verstappen scares everyone. Wow. Marco tells George Russell, stick to the truth. Yeah, they've capitalised on that, haven't they? That Crofty's come out and said that. He's like, not good for George. The British media saying that George Russell is a liar. Oh, the humanity of when Nico. No, me too, Mark. Nico's the guy, isn't he? Cam, sure you got birthday gift for the little one. But I just found out Adidas do. I know, I wouldn't mind that. I can't afford all that. Those crazy Predators, like back in the day. Predator FTXR or whatever. The ones that Beckham used to wear. Yeah. Wouldn't mind some of that. I've ordered him some Lego though. Nico's the guest expert we need. Checo to Aston Martin. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. You got your nephew those boots, Paisley. Lego. I got Mr. Man some Lego. A cheeky port. I feel like I've done one of those irresponsible father things. You know, and you buy someone a present, but the present's really for you. I hate me. T-minus 53 minutes on the docket. Everybody's just sat in there. I think what's going to happen here, I think it's early over there, isn't it? And again, if you're going to get light for light comparison, bearing in mind, qualifying is going to happen later on today. And I think it will be much hotter. I think, don't quote me. So therefore, you want to do all your due diligence around the time when the track will be similar as far as it's conditioned in temperature and rubbered in, as similar as possible to later on today and the race. Giovanni, you're a legend. Thank you so much. It's channels like yours that keep me faithful to sport. As an elder statesman at 61, I've driven the old Monza track with banking. Oh, Giovanni, not jealous at all, mate. Not jealous at all. You make everyone entertaining and enjoyable. Giovanni, I appreciate you, sir, and your generosity in extremis. But I'm green with envy, Giovanni, that you've driven old Monza with the banking. Oh, I would like to drive. You know, if I could drive new Monza one day. I mean, with Parabolica modified, and now they've bloody touched a Scari chicane, haven't they? Oh no, I'll never get to drive the proper Monza, Giovanni. Do you guys go on? Talk to me, Giovanni. Did you enjoy it though? Like, you must have. Oh, I don't even know. Giovanni, you're making me jealous out here. Silverstone is the only track I've driven a very many laps around Silverstone in cars of different speeds. We've got some action. T-minus 52 minutes on the docket, and we have cars that are out. Gasly's going for it. Purple sector from Gasly, but purple being the first sector of anybody, of course. Yeah, no, I enjoy a cheeky trip around Silverstone. This is why, when you guys say to me, haven't you been to a Grand Prix? I'm always like, I'd rather spend the money. I'd rather spend it on a track day where I get the car. One day, hopefully, I get to drive an F1 or like a Formula 3 car or something. That would be good. But no, all my friends go to like Spa and the Nordschleife pretty much every year. But I don't have a car anymore. Not a car capable. Interest rates are far too high. Do you know what I mean? Maranello set it unknown. Let's go, Giovanni. Thank you for sharing that, mate. But look at you, put the smile on my face. But I'm jealous, greedy with envy, just a bit. Old Monza. Oh, I invested in my nephew and the kids. I always wanted to earn my dad. Oh, I love that, Paisley. You're the rich uncle, Paisley. Bright coloured train. I love it. Abu Dhabi looked windy earlier. So go on, let's take a look at the wind. Let's get factual for a second. Humidity 60%. Track temperature 41.1 degrees Celsius. Air temperature 28.0. Wind temperature, well, wind direction even, coming in from the northwest, 7.6 kilometers per hour. We kind of need a barometer, don't we? We need a benchmark. Those numbers mean nothing without something to compare them to. Did they say really that Gasly has nailed Esteban Ocon this year? Esteban Ocon, of course, has driven his final race for Alpine. I think something's going on there. I think they just didn't give it. I think Esteban Ocon's much better than Pierre Gasly. Gasly's been consistent. Apparently the only driver this year not to cause any crash damage of his own fault. And that's worthy of mention, isn't it? But, wow, you've seen Jack Doohan on it. Look at that. Jack Doohan is on it. Immediately drops 4/10 on the head of Pierre Gasly's teammate. Did you see Jack Doohan there? Listen, there are moments, because Mark Hughes and Unstoppable talks about these totemic moments where you see like a young, hungry lion of an F1 peddler do something that's a bit, it just is a bit different. Max Verstappen 2016 Brazil as an example. Jack Doohan just going around the final turn there like on full lock. Oof. Do you know what I mean? Is this WRC or F1? He was on it then, wasn't he, Jack? Go on. You have my attention, Mr. Doohan. You have my attention. Look at Fabio Briatore, who was doing his best to get one Franco Colapinto in that car instead of Jack Doohan. Oh, the humanity. As if Jack hasn't waited long enough for his turn. Jackie do. Double goodbye party to go. I know this is true. Checo and Sir Lewis. But they haven't announced Checo yet officially, have they? Of course he'll be going. Of course, and more than likely now it'll be Liam Lawson in the mega. Well, I think Liam Lawson's not gonna. I don't think he'll have pace for Max. But seeing Liam Lawson just upset his girlfriend in that car in the motorsport.com interview. No, she doesn't know anything. No, she doesn't know. It's like, mate, With yeah, no, that wasn't good. I'll link it somewhere. It's a good interview. I need to just type in Liam Lawson interview, motorsport.com. Benzie, you went to Ireland. Copped it last night. Ireland copped it would have been eastwards. I know you're talking about the storm, Benzie. I felt like the big bad wolf had come to blow my house down. I'm not even joking. I can't sleep through that sort of stuff. My house is too fragile. Thank you, Sue. You're far too kind. Appreciate you. It's chaos. England is far too fragile for any sort of storms. Not the storms that you guys get in Norfolk. You know, it's like storm season in like Florida and Cuba. Cuba in 2005. I lived through storm season. Everywhere flooded. The drains just weren't fit for purpose. But I don't know if I could live through that. When we get a little bit of wind in the UK, it's like everybody, storm warnings. Like everybody's on the edge. It's like, oh no, not this time. The big one. We don't have the minerals. Eddie, are you also known as one Dominic Toretto? That original Fast and Furious film wasn't bad, was it? It was a moment in time. The black Civics. I nearly purchased the black Civic to do. Me and two mates were going to put the Vale side kit on them. We were young and silly. Do you know what I mean? Perez will leave Red Bull at the end of the season. Oh, the tragedy. Oh, the humanity. Good riddance. I would concur with that. Without compunction, to be honest. I think he's done well to last this long. How? Oh, what do you mean? There is a equal and opposite downside. Yeah, you're appeasing Checo Perez and so his sponsors. But the problem is you're wasting the careers of Dragovic and Teo Pourchaire. That's the equal and opposite downside, and I don't like that. I want these drivers, the young drivers, to get the opportunity that they so deserve. It's only fair. You watching it, Axel? It's crazy, isn't it? I want that to go so viral. It's a problem because if there were, I think because the sport's so bloody male dominated, and he sat there in the front seat with the other female journalist, is like, it's really cringeworthy. Liam didn't manage that well at all. There's a way. You got to be a grown man to manage that circumstance, and Liam's far too young still. Oof, Lawson's gonna have to face the. Do you know what I mean, Giovanni? Are you guys watching it now? You gotta watch that thing. It's crazy. It's the questions, the bit in particular. Yeah, the intro is a bit cringeworthy, but when they start asking questions to Liam's missus about F1 specific stuff, it's Liam's reaction when his missus is having like decent attempts at it. She's trying right. She gets DRS right. She gets Apex right. Even when she gets Apex right, she's like, no, it's not. That's not what Apex is. It's like the center point, but it's not. He's being very. He's trivializing the efforts of his missus, and you don't. I don't think you should. You don't do that. You don't do that. Yeah, definitely. I'd. When you get a chance, have a look at it because it's chaos. I'm guessing most of you guys are premium YouTube members, so you can watch this and that simultaneously. It's chaos. I was like, oh, Liam, don't do it, sir. Happy wife or girlfriend. Poor Liam. He's not ready for Red Bull, sadly. Bet that's a fun relationship. Paisley, I'm telling you, it's chaos. Oh yeah. I just saw Alonso dodge that. It is giving of season end, isn't it? Anticlimactic, any. Oh, what's going on? Constructors. It's a shame. Can you imagine there was proper stakes? There were proper stakes. Subjunctive, Cameron. That Lando Norris had kept Maximilian honest going into the final race. That would have been quite something. Can you make an emoji of that scene? Oh, it's just awkward, isn't it? The composition of the frame. I know, Axel. It just is so. And Liam Lawson's up front, like, yeah, a ute. Like, he's just being a douchebag. I'm not saying that Liam is a douchebag, but he's being a bit of a. He's not being very sensitive of his girlfriend's feelings. I just watched a few minutes of it, and Hannah in the back of it there. Cold breakfast. Oh, mate, he shouldn't have done it. I think it just should have been Liam and the journalist, or it should have just been Liam and his girlfriend. I think that is so awkward. 195 of you in the chat, and I'm grateful ad infinitum for each and every single one of you joining me on this FP3 season finale settings. Impressive from doing that was. That didn't look bad. I know Mr. Windsor, friend of the channel, will appreciate that. I'll send him a message after this. It's full sideways. Reminiscent, by the way, of Max Verstappen's final lap in 2021, where he did a cheeky his best impression of Colin McRae. Can you imagine if Max had yeeted? No chance, really. Less than 0% chance of Max yeeting it on the final turn, final lap, but he was sideways properly. Gonna see some good footage. Liam's gonna be dry. Paisley, it's chaos. It is chaos. Yeah, Lawson's gonna have to face the music with his girlfriend this year. I'm telling you, Giovanni, too kind, sir. It's brilliant. It's so good. Safak, I'm looking for Safak. When Safak's next in, there's a question that Safak asked that we'll have to get to. I think it was about, from memory. We'll touch next time Safak's in the house. We'll touch on it. But I know there's a catch-up question. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, no, I'm bringing it up for the first time this morning. There are no balance. 219 watching and only 63 likes. 63 likes. Oh, the humanity. Put some respect on Johanna's name. Do you know what I mean? We're our downforce efficiency is less than the Mercedes W13 iteration. What are we doing? Lou, you're a legend. Thank you so much, Foticon. Just wanted to say thank you for all your hard work this season. I'm such a big fan and wanted to show my appreciation. Keep it up, bro. Lou Federer, thank you so much, mate. And again, listen, I mean, we do our bit, eh? We do our bit for the F1 community, or I do my bit for the F1 community. But this community, this channel, this fan channel, this mode of discourse is by dint of all your hard work, Lou. You guys watching and commenting. I'm just the name. I'm not doing anything special here. It's you guys that help. In fact, not even help, that build this in the first instance. I'm just the sprinkles on top. Do you know what I mean? This is a conversation, an F1-centric conversation, during which we pull at all of the most pertinent threads. You know what I mean? But I appreciate your kindness, Lou. But this is all you. You guys, yeah, Daniel, Lou actually has the poll. You guys are legends. And listen, we'll keep building this channel because there will... Got to keep having these conversations. Oh, and by the way, to those of you who don't have visuals, your runners and widers with 39 minutes on the docket still of FP3, your final session of the final Grand Prix. Oof, go easy, Lando. Green, purple set to 1 for Lando. There we go. Wow, he's... Lando Norris 0.4 adrift of K-Mag. What is going on? He must have made a mistake in set to 2 because he's gone purple set to 1 and set to 3. Go on then, runners and riders thus far with 39 minutes and 30 seconds on the docket. K-Mag, purple, again, just like we talked about in our sector times, right? That K-Mag has been quick, and Hulkenberg too, if I recall correctly. Let's have a gander. We said that those Haas would be quick, didn't we? Yeah, Hulkenberg, right? Hulkenberg was the quickest of the Haas. Go on then. Hulkenberg's got... Right, let's runners and riders quickly. Focus, Cameron. Purple, K-Mag, currently sat as your fastest lap of this session on a 124.470. Lando Norris, 4/10 adrift on a 124.8. Hulkenberg, Piastri, Zhou Guanyu and Bottas shortly thereafter. Bearing in mind, however, neither one of the bulls that are red have set times. So too... the boys and girls from Brackley and Brixworth, a la King George Russell and Sir Lewis Hamilton. So those will all chat. And it's only free practice, right? These guys are just trying to sift for information. Due diligence, deep dive. Have we had a race finish where both halves in the top 10? Pace, it's a good quiz question, that. I feel like it's happened once. Oh no, it didn't happen. It was just K-Mag in the top 10 and Hulkenberg failed to finish over in like recently. I can't remember, but probably not. It's a good quiz question though, Paisley. K-Mag out to make a statement. I know everybody's going right. This is something of a, like you guys are saying, this is something of a final turn, like a last night of the proms, a prom dance indeed. FP3 and Lewis that's slow again. Oh no, Michael. But did he ever look fast? The problem for Lewis has been that he's been quick, and then paid session comes, and then all of a sudden he's slow. I don't think they've had this. I think it's too warm for that car to leverage the old dual axis steering. Allegedly, it's quite funny that story didn't catch fire. Eh? Apparently, it's just load. That vision looked like all the other cars. I mean, whatever. You think it's cooled down on cars being interrogated for tricks? Great minds, Paisley, apparently. He was talking about that recently. Horner or Marco, they were both saying, somebody was saying that the complexion of the championship, I think it was Marco, saying that the complexion of the championship, but for McLaren's mini DRS, that we saw them leverage to great effect at the Baku Grand Prix this year, where Oscar was able to hold off a fire-breathing modern-day Jean Alesi and Charles Leclerc. Right. The whole complexion of the championship would be different. Flexi wings, mini DRS, been techie. 3 certainly isn't the magic number for Sir Lewis. Sabotage, says Derek. Are we going to go there, Derek? Really? It's a bit early, mate. It's a bit early for such modes of discourse. So it is a tad early. Hulk should regret the early silence to Sauber. Sauber soon to become Audi. It's going to be a techie one. Techier than techie things. Because even Mattia Binotto and new recruit or latest recruit, even Jonathan Wheatley, they are now acutely aware that the road ahead of them to get Audi to the mountaintop is long and steep in terms of its gradient. They've got a lot to do. And again, you need the buy-in of the head honchos. This is why this is why Red Bull are Red Bull, right? Because Dietrich just said, you know what, you lot run a team. I will put in place good people. And you got Christian Horner, Jonathan Wheatley, Helmut, between the three of you, you can crack on, right? Make the decisions. How much money do you need? That was Dietrich Mateschitz' lot. He was just like, crack on. Go for it, ladies and gents. At Audi, though, all of the senior stakeholders that were responsible for signing off the Audi project in the first instance, they're dialed out. Hence why they're sending like 30% of the equity to Saudi sovereign funds or whatever. Like that's not that doesn't bode well as far as the confidence that they have in this project. Now, all of the senior figures at Audi who are responsible for signing off this F1 project have since left. You've got divergence, right? They need to prioritize conflicting demands because now these guys, the current head honchos, they just want to sell automators, cars to us, you and me. They're not interested in F1. That's going to get very techie. They're bantering George, aren't they? George is not going to be too happy with... I think George needs to boycott Croft in Sky Sports, you know? It's never too early to uncover the truth. Oof. You want to know? Hulk won't regret Haas for a long time. Without a front-runner team, he isn't risky. I agree with you. The opportunity cost isn't high. That Haas aren't going anywhere anytime quickly, are they? Hulkenberg's seat will probably be secure with a German team, true. Unfortunately, he's never been at that level. What happened to Mick? Do you remember when Toto was desperately trying to push Mick Schumacher? All that talk has just faded to black, right? Nobody's even... It's lost in the roundings. Who is Mick? Do you know what I mean? Keep fighting Michael, of course. But your offspring, your firstborn Mick, nobody... Nobody cares. George has the talk, says Kayla, but not the walk. And this is the issue, right? There's arguing with Justin back and forth about this. There is a problem. Houston, we have a problem. If George can't back this up, do you know what I mean? Anthony Davidson being asked questions, the question that matter. Would you have done Nico Rosberg as George did and speak out against Max Verstappen? Were you in that same position? Nico Rosberg responds, the media are a tool that you can use to optimize the lap time. Bravo. Bravo, Nico. Very well said, so I couldn't put it better myself. But did he swear? Did he swear? That's what we're talking about now. Did he swear or didn't he swear? Crofty's come out and said that basically George Russell was lying. George Russell was lying when he said that Max Verstappen was swearing in the steward's room. How deep is that? Volkswagen and Audi Group's current financial performance, says Giovanni, and thank you again, sir, far too kind. In the civilian car market, will it impact on Audi's entry into F1? I was going to do a piece on this, Giovanni, but since nothing is going on track, we can talk about it now. I can't remember. I had the numbers, but look, here's what's happened in the car market. Everybody's revenue is down, and by extension, everybody's bottom line profit before tax is also down. Those are the key metrics that matter if we're doing the financial assessment, right? The reason for this is because all of these Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, Ferrari, Aston Martin, all of their share prices are doing one of these, right? The reason being is because the Chinese market has evolved. China realizes that in years gone by, at least, that a large portion of their automotive expenditure was going out to European market, right? So as an example, Audi, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, like those were the markets that high net worth clients, people in China, those are the marks that they were drawn to. It was always Ferrari, it was always Mercedes, et al. Now, however, the Chinese government's done one of these and circled the wagons around that and said, hang on, we're losing all this money out the country. Why don't we buy South Asian marks, in particular China? And there's a company that I forget the name of. Is it Beanie? GNY, I think is their ticker. So now, as far as the electronic market in particular, Chinese domestic purchases, they're focused now on Chinese car makers. So all of that money, whereas before it was going to Audi and Ferrari, etc., is now being kept into, they're spending it on Chinese manufacture because there's a big automotive war going on globally. So the gap that Audi, Volkswagen, Ferrari, Mercedes all need to plug for is this diminishing, this portion of the Chinese market that they've all lost because of a push from the Chinese government. That's Volkswagen. I'm sorry, Kayla. Volkswagen with a Birmingham accent as well. What's Sheldon? I haven't seen. But no, that's to your point, Gio. That's how I understand what's going on. There's been a shift in the market, whereas Chinese purchasers of cars was, oh no, Charles' car is fudged. Is that the engine again? Might as well just take another one, eh? Like, if they can get another one to him. Yeah, whereas all people in China were buying loads of European makes. Now that's not happening, so they need to plug that revenue gap, don't they? It's just it's gone. It's gone, and not to come back in the next few years. Volkswagen. I apologize. George Russell says, right now, I don't really have too many major thoughts. I don't know why the pace is so bad. Looking at the speed trace between Lewis and George, not a lot of difference really as we go through turn 9. They need to do that. That graphic where they put the telemetry in real time going through a corner is, they need to do more of it. Top tier gear and ads on. More bang for your buck, pound for pound, the Chinese car mate. I don't disagree with you. Paisley, it's happening in real time, right? You're cracking me up, Kayla. Giovanni, it's complex, says Daniel. Audi might benefit from long-term F1 exposure, but for at least 3-5 years, they need to spend to be seen as a serious team. Red Bull shows us it's possible to conquer. But Daniel, to that point, it's not just money, is it? F1 is like, it's knowledge and expertise. It's like, it's very nuanced as an endeavour, as we get a cheeky look at the flexi wing of. Go on, let's have a look at this wing of McLaren. Is it going to flex? Oh, still flexing, but flexing less. That looks like load, ladies and gentlemen. In Monza, the onboard of Lando Norris's car, though, the way the wing would just flex. No, that just looks like standard. Yeah, they've had to take off the flexi wings, haven't they? Nah, that's not flexing. In Monza though, Lando's pole lap, that wing, as you looked at it on the onboard, is doing one of these. It was like a landing gear of a plane. Not anymore though. It's moving, but that's just load, isn't it? You can tell the difference, me. I'm quite good with that sort of thing. George is a bit whiny. Yeah, standard Benzie. Chinese government subsidizes for domestic car companies. Big state subsidizes to help them with economies of scale for battery and car. Benzie, you know more than me. You know more than me. I'm just referring to an article that I read. Good info though, Benzie. Good info. Come on, Oscar J. No, I don't think you'll have it for Lando. I think Lando will drop this on Paul a bit later. And by the way, I apologise in advance. I won't be streaming later on for quali because, of course, I've got to take my young man and my long-suffering better half to go and see a theatre production in The Lion King. Max has sabotaged George's motor. Max might have sabotaged George's career now. Now that you've got British commentator Crofty talking bad about George, it's like, how must that feel? Saying that George is a liar. Looks like Max was right about George getting karma from the racing gods. Oof. Oof. Would be nice, says Joanna. George P20. Oh no, not George P20. We need George to be up there, man, to keep Max honest. If Max is 30 seconds down the road, this is my thesis as I put forth. If Max is 30 seconds down the road, then we're all losing. Don't get to see Max's brilliant best then. I know that's what Max Verstappen wants, to destroy the field, because that's his nature, and I understand it, cool. But I just don't. I think the gift of this season, in the second half in particular, has been our ability, by dint of the circumstance, that Lando's had the quickest car for the most part, and George and Lewis, you know what I mean? That Max has had to be the difference. That's what I want to see. That's when you get to see the unadulterated brilliance of the man. Come after hour, come after man. And when he's got the best car, yeah, he's 30 seconds down the road, like Lando was at the Dutch Grand Prix. Then all right, that's cool, but you've got to normalise in your head for how much of that 30-second delta was the car. When you can see quite clearly that Max or a Lando or a Lewis isn't in the quickest car, and then a driver makes a difference, it's like, okay, hallelujah, eureka moment. Do you know what I mean? I pat back in at the adverts. Can't multitask on watching and talking. I apologise. Imagine George in P20. That would be the biggest. But oh no, okay, that could happen. Could happen. Glad. Are you guys seeing adverts again? I need to turn those off. Sometimes in my haste, I just roll forward like a previous one. I will turn those off. If you're getting them too much, I need to dial that back. There are winners and losers, says Johnny. Wonder what the angry Lions have in store for us. I think Max is living rent-free in George's head. Max is the quickest driver on the grid by a mile, Luke. I think we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. I think Max is... The stuff that Max is doing is unprecedented now. Okay, another takeaway from Liam Lawson. When Liam Lawson was racing in Super Formula, do you think that Lewis or Charles or Lando was watching his races? Do you think that George was watching his races? No. But Max was. Max was able to have a conversation with Liam Lawson about his Super Formula races because he watched every single one of them. Because why? He's a racer. Nothing more or less. It's no more complicated or simple than that. He's a racer and he enjoys racing, whether it's in the sim or on the track. He's just always racing. And I think you got to give the man credit for that. 4 soon-to-be 5-time champions, some aficionados say. That's where we are. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the truth. But you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Let me just do a quick sense check here. 4.6. Do me a favour and smash the like. Peace. Please. Again, I apologise in advance. I'm not going to be here for qualifying. Cheeky advert break, during which we should go through our runners and riders for those of you who are listening only. There we go. K-Mag on a 124.4 still soft compound tyres. Sainz, Verstappen, Norris and Hamilton shortly thereafter on a 124.6, a 124.7, a 124.8 and a 124.860 respectively. Soon thereafter in 6th you have Checo Perez again on his final tour at Red Bull Racing, potentially, allegedly, if F1 Speculation PLC is something in which you're invested. He's in 6th. Hulkenberg, Piastri, Leclerc and Pierre Gasly fill out 7th to 10th. Thereafter you've got Russell, Albon in 11th and 12th on 125.1s. Oof. Track infringement from Max. Doesn't matter much though, it's only practice there. Oh, we've got static cameras. Oh, Max cheeky oversteer moment again. 258 of you watching could currently do me a favour, smash a like. I'm grateful ad infinitum for each and every single one of you. Alonso will beat him. Oh no, he can't even beat Lewis. The washed 40-year-old. Oh my gosh, Michael. We go in there, mate. George is a great driver for sure, says Eddie, but I don't mess with shady teacher's pet nonsense. He's techie, isn't it, as far as George is concerned, Eddie? Oh, it's a bit techie. I understand from whence the hate comes as far as George is concerned. I get it. But ultimately, how do you like your F1? Is this not just F1? Am I missing something here? Like, it's just stealing what an F1 driver should do. What an F1 driver always has and always will do. Trying to optimise for his lap time and his place in the driver's standards. Although it looks a bit shady and a bit snaky, we can leverage at it whatever signifiers we want to. But I think, I don't know. Yeah, if you lied, then that's an issue, eh? But are we not doing, what's the word? Are we, per Andrea Stella, are we lacking some sort of sense of proportion? If George has said, if George has embellished, what's the greater crime? You told me. And to be fair, Mama Cameron would all say, trust a thief before you trust the liar. But what's the bigger crime? Max, if indeed these things are true and have happened, as some are alleging. What's the bigger crime? Max telling George that I'm gonna put you on your effing head in the wall, or George embellishing about what Max said in the studio, saying that Max lied when, according to Crofty, Max didn't lie. What you tell me in the chat? What's the biggest crime? I do not have a dog in this fight. Although I kind of do, because I think by dint of Max's excellence, I kind of prefer Max to George, just a tad. Do you know what I mean? It would be great to see more Superfight. I wouldn't mind even Benzie if I had more time to watch it. Yesterday, Hajar accidentally said he's in the vid. Did he? I think that I feel I didn't see. I can't comment, but I keep hearing people talk about it. That it was last weekend after the F2 race. Was there an F2 race last weekend? Yeah, there was. So apparently Hajar said something to that effect last weekend. The difference, Cam, is that he's not yet doing it on track, so he hasn't earned the right to talk big to the cameras. And Johnny, you've nailed it there. It's completely subverted my whole thought experiment. If Hajar is not in F1 material, Colapinto 2 is not F1 material. There is something, though, to be said. It just sticks in my mind. When Isaac was in FP1 earlier this year, they just didn't rate him. They said he was too slow. that he didn't adapt very quickly. That's not to say he hasn't been brilliant in F2 this year and potentially go on to win the whole championship, right? But their words, not mine. He says, yeah, I didn't mind the tattletale for the drama, but if he's lying just to try and get someone a penalty or throw dirt on their character, that's not cool. Don't disagree, Eddie. Don't. I do not disagree. George acting like a fairy. Oh, exactly like my little sister would behave when we were younger. Pathetic, says Paisley. Pathetic. I agree with Nico. Good that somebody's is actually stood up to Max. It's good viewing, isn't it? You need some kayfabe and yeah, you need salt to pepper. Like you can't. Do you know what I mean? One can't exit sweet and sour. They complement each other. Max needs an antagonist more than he'll know. Of course, he wants to make his life as easy as possible. Of course, Albon on one. Look at this. Albon about to light up our timing screens. He's on the ragged edge. Look at that. Oof. There we go. And it's Albon goes top of our timing sheets on a 124.378.4 as near makes no difference. 283 if you're watching. Concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. GR moving his seat away at dinner to go by Lewis says all we need to know. Yeah, he doesn't like. He's trying something. Maybe he can't. Maybe he doesn't have the performance requisite to withstand the Dracarys flames of Mr. Verstappen. Maybe he doesn't, but I don't know. I think we've got to commend him for the endeavour. Somebody had to. I tell you what I dislike. I dislike everybody kowtowing down to Max Verstappen. Do you know what I mean? I dislike Esteban Ocon for being Max Verstappen's handmaiden now, because he's already got the push from Max Verstappen, didn't he? At Brazil many moons ago for his stupid his Eddie Irvine-esque manoeuvre where he tried to unlap himself. What are you doing, Esteban Ocon? And ever since then, Esteban Ocon's been like, yes, Sir Max. No, Sir Max. But that's what I don't like. You know what I mean? We can wax lyrical about Max Verstappen as innocent bystanders. But if I'm Esteban Ocon, I'm going to do one of these and I'm going to get in the face of Max Verstappen because he has what I want. There is no such thing as mutually exclusive championships. You know what I mean? Only one person can have that. There are zero-sum game. So what are you doing, Esteban Ocon? I say all that to say this. What are you doing? Are you gonna spit shine Max's shoes for him as well? You want what he has. What he has had for the past 4 seasons and probably will have next season too. So make your mind up, Esteban. Do you want to be fair? And Lando too. Oh yeah, we're going back and forth on the bright. But get off me. Don't hug me, Max. I want what you've had. No, Lando. Yeah, no, I don't know. Oh, it was quite funny at the dinner when we deliberately put the... Go away, Lando. Listen, this is supposed to be your year, chap, but you couldn't get your starts correct. You couldn't execute for your not insubstantial potential. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't get it done, Lando. Don't want to hear anything. Oh, it's so funny now that George is doing what I should have done with it. No, mate, it's not funny at all. Because he's the clown. It's not George. George is doing what Lando should have done before, right? Like trying something, best efforts, even though I don't think he has the talent to cope with a Max Verstappen over the course of a 24 race season. But at least he's, you know what I mean, best efforts. Meanwhile, in Lando Norrisville, yeah, no, we're good, we're still good friends. Can I get a lift back, Max, on your private jet, please? Yeah, no, that would save you a bit of money. And in the name of sustainability, blah, blah. Mate. Lando and the other 18 of the clowns, not George. George is here to win races, and everything that we've seen from him, agree with it or disagree with it, love or loathe yourself some King George Russell, first of his name. That's what I want my F1 drivers to do. I mean, line might be a bit too far, but the rest. Meanwhile, in Lando Norrisville, oh, yes, Sir Max. No, Sir Max. 3 bags full, sir. No, that's not it. Like if Lando had a different attitude, we'd be watching a championship that yet to be concluded. Instead, Max wrapped it up with 3 races to go or whatever. What? No, they should be ashamed of this. And you know what's going to make it worse? When you see Lando drop it on pole and do a lights to flag victory like he should have been doing all season. That's what will make it worse, chat. Telling you. And that, ladies and gentlemen of the F1 jury, that is the bottom line. GR moving his seat away at dinner. Yeah, well, I think we're pointing our criticism lens at the wrong person. It's long, isn't it, MS? It's so like meek and mild, and I don't know what happened with those yellow flags. I'm not stupid. Well, if you weren't stupid, Lando, you'd have seen the bloody double waved flags and eased off the throttle, just like Max. Max didn't even see the light that you saw because he was too far down the track. You got 2 bites at the yellow flag, Cherry Lando. You saw the light. Okay, so the light was just in your peripheral, but it was still. And you saw the double waved. Max Verstappen down the road from you to the tune of 1.7 seconds. He didn't even see the light. He had 1 bite at it. It was the double waved yellows. When you see that onboard of it, my eyes aren't sharp enough to see what Max saw. But Max saw and it eased off. What do you mean, Lando? You don't know. Yeah, you're right. You don't know. You have no idea, nor any clue as to what's needed here. I say that to say that Lando hopefully will get better next season. Oh dear, I digress. Hopefully one day he will get better. Benzi says King of the Clowns. If Lewis is washed, then Alonso is disinfected. Oh gosh. The camera. It's chaos though, Benzi. Do you know what I mean? I can't have the same vitriol at George for trying. Okay, so it might be misdirected. Okay, so he might have told a cheeky porky or 2 or 3. But the endeavour, it's all under the umbrella heading of best efforts. He's trying something. Lando had everything he needed in his hands. The car, the bloody team, the opportunity. Oh, speak of the devil, do you see this, chat? What were we just saying about George Russell? Put some respect on that man's name. 1 minute 24.0 goes top, and then Oscar Piastri goes similar. Look at that. Oh my gosh, 6/10. And Lando now, after I just slandered him, is about to go. Watch Lando in a second. He's going to drop it on pole. Do you see what we're doing here? Purple sector 1, 2 and 3 from Oscar Jack Piastri. Proof positive that Messrs Norris and Piastri have the whip hand. Green sector from Lando. I reckon he'll go close this lap. The time to beat the pick to click is a 1:23.433 from Oscar Jack. Lando will go close. I feel like this is one of those laps from Lando where he's green, green, green. Yeah, close. 1:23.6 from Lando. 2/10 behind his old mate, Oscar Jack. But those Haas are still quick, aren't they? Look at that. Hulkenberg does a purple second sector and does a 1:24.0. Okay, 6/10 adrift of the McLarens, but what's going on with Haas? The upgrades. I'm trying to understand this Haas story. They've been oof, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Haas are quick. Huh. Oscar is better than Princess George. Oh, you guys are being harsh. No, I'm going to put some respect on George's name. Oof, goes into 3rd. Look at that. Makes the point. Oh, no. Look at that. Mr. Maximilian Verstappen 4-time jumps above George Russell. It's apropos that, isn't it? Pathetic fallacy that Max has gapped George to the tune of 2/10. That makes our point for us, does it not? It's a bit techie. 301 if you watch it, could only do me a favour and smash like King Mid first of his name. Oh no. Where was this pace yesterday, George? Well, FP1, FP2, they've got to play your way into the crease. Get your due diligence in. Hang on. Go on then, Sir Lewis. Lewis 17.1, 36.1. He's on for something a bit, not special, but green from Lewis. I hope he's got traffic. Matt says, my brakes are not working. My front axle is biting. It's like they're glazed or something. Oof. Glazed brakes again. Per Charles Leclerc early on in the season. Per Max Verstappen at Australia. Glazed brakes. Inertia valve any. Fiddle brake any. Lewis Hamilton goes up into 7th. I want to see how much time that he lost in that final sector. Don't think it was a great lap anyway. As Carlos Sainz goes purple, we're in qualifying mode, aren't we? As is customary during the last 10 minutes of your final free practice session. Leclerc goes up to 8th. All eyes on is Carlos Sainz. 36.0 from Carlos Sainz. Let's see how he fares in the third sector now. Could go top. Could go close to going top. Carlos Sainz Jr. Oof, 1:23.8, 4/10, adrift of Oscar's benchmark time, which is of course a 1:23.4. Oof, oof. Pwah. What time is quali? Board, you know how I do this. Go and, as soon as this race is finished, go and check. I can give it to you, but it might not be accurate. Look, so I've got it in my calendar as 2 2.5 hours from now. T-minus 2.5 for qualifying. But if you go onto f1.com, it has like a timer on the right-hand side that tells you exactly how many seconds and minutes and days even are between now and the next session on track. So I always use that. I thought he took the fiddle break. I know, it sounds like the fiddle break again, doesn't it? But that's all allegedly. It's all conjecture and speculation, is it not? All of a sudden, Lewis starts losing pace while GR gains. Michael, behave yourself. Behave yourself. 1400 hours, says Paisley. Exactly that. Sabotage. Behave yourself, Michael. Play me another tune, Michael. Sagan's standard dictates that for extraordinary claims, they will require extraordinary evidence to substantiate them. Sagan's standard, Michael. Show me the money. And when I say money, I mean evidence, Michael, before I jump aboard any sabotage bandwagon. Show me the evidence, and it's got to be extraordinary, first hand. Do you know what I mean? Show it to me. Colapinto P18, Kayla's getting techie. Checo P14 consistent. It's nonsense. It is nonsense. Johnny said, as I said, Red Bull have got their car from near the back of the grid yesterday. They always do it, Johnny. They always do it. It's a temperamental machine, this RB20, more so than was the RB19, but they always got a good team behind them. I mean, GP and Max feeding back, and they still got, I mean, I've criticised Vache. I've been a bit disparaging about him over the past few months, claiming that he's an Adrian Newey. Do you know what I mean? Vache and Balbo, they're not substitutes for New. They can never be, nor will they ever be. What are we talking about? But they're not bad. Everybody says that they're good at Red Bull, so take that for whatever you will. T-minus 5 minutes left on the docket. As far as this, your final free practice session of the 2024 season. McLaren, for the avoidance of that, have the whip hand. For your runners and riders, Oscar Jack Piastri 123.4. Lando Norris on a 123.6. They've been quick-est all free practice. Over to you, Lando Norris, to show us what we could have won as far as the season that we could have had if indeed you'd kept your foot deep in the throttle and kept Max Verstappen honest, because you had the quickest car all the while. So again, when you guys are getting, if the F1 community wants to lose their rag at George, I would argue that that's misdirected energy and that the wrath needs to be pointed at the Norris that Lando's. Yeah, please. No, I don't know what happened with the yellow flags. What? I'm not stupid, but I didn't see the yellow. What? I've been karting all my life. I've obeyed yellow flags. Yeah, well. Mate, get it done. Stop making excuses. Perez has won that P14 more times than Terry. They meant Bruce, not Ayrton. Colapinto doing what Logan Sargent should have did. True. But he's not American, so they don't care. Oof. Eddie says, my goodness, time flies. It feels like P3 just started and it's already over. You're a legend, Eddie. I mean, time flies when you're having fun out. Not much to take away. Other than the fact that the continuous improvement story at Red Bull between free practice sessions as they go away and do their due diligence. Oof. K-Mag. Oof. came going sideways on the final that final turn. I do enjoy seeing them get their WRC on through the final turn. Get their Thierry Neuville on. Have you guys seen that Cadillac F1 have appointed some bod as a team principal? Whose name I don't know, but it probably says much. It's probably a me problem. Lando cheeky snap oversteer, but keeps it out the barrier. Oof, oof, oof. Easy, Lando. Oh. After this race, says Jos. Or Yus. After this race, you still produce content, or are you taking a holiday? What holiday, Jos? There are narratives and plot lines about which we need to talk. There are no more holiday. I've just come back from holiday. I'm going to take a cheeky holiday, a sabbatical today. So qualifying I won't be streaming for, but for the race tomorrow, we will be here 30 minutes before going live, talking about all things. Holiday, Jos, what's that? No. Got places to go, people to see, do you know what I mean? A community to grow. The F1 news cycle would not. I should take a cheeky holiday, but no, I'm not going to. What's the hype with this Comalimpto guy, Cam? I think the hype is one of is it unjustified? I think what the F1 community are always looking for is the next one. And since this chap comes along and looks exactly like Ayrton Senna, lift and drop settings, like we're dying to anoint the next one, right? The next Max or the next Lewis. That's the story. So I think myself included, like I kind of jumped on the bandwagon a bit early as far as Colapinto by dint of his not insubstantial charisma. Cameron going to be pushing out stuff like Octomate. Let's go, Eddie. Has to be done. The cycle doesn't sleep. You know what? I tell you what. As we round third base for FP3 with 1 minute 20 seconds on a docket, my issue as far as Formula One's concerned, I just want to listen to people talk about F1. When the season stops, my need for F1 content doesn't stop. Like I want to hear people talk about it and argue. And if we go back to like 94 and argue Hill versus, there's always a gazette. There's lots to talk about. F1 is an ever-evolving automotive or ever-evolving Rubik's Cube of the automotive pugilism variety, is it not? It's almost like, this used to cheese me off as well. As soon as the race or the season would finish, it's like everybody puts down their pen, a cheeky award show, and everybody goes on sabbatical for 2 months until it's that. No, I want to hear people talk. What's going on? What's the news saying? What are the drivers doing in the off season? Who's going on holiday where? What's Lewis doing to prep for? No. There's stuff going to be going on, and we'll be talking about it because I presume that you guys will want to dip in and have somebody summarize it for you rather than spend 3 to 4 hours a day doing the due diligence yourself. Trying to provide a service here. The service that the FIA cannot and has not and will not provide to Formula One as a sporting event. Had to get the cheeky dig in on the FIA there. Kira says, despite all wasted potential, still we should appreciate McLaren's development, that they even managed to have the fastest car. I agree with you. It's a remarkable story. They've done well, have McLaren. Just a shame that they didn't deliver upon it. Do you know what I mean? To P3, my goodness, he's fast. Yeah, well, but I take that 4 tenths adrift. I think Lewis Hamilton will take that if indeed in a couple of hours' time qualifying ended like this. Go on then, runners and riders, as we round third base of this FP3 session. Oscar Jack, fastest of the session on a 1:23.4 per Ted Kravitz. If in doubt, listen to Ted. He said that this was going to be a real thing. To which I said, nonsense. Lando Norris will nail Oscar Jack around here. And look, all of a sudden he's fastest. Norris in second. Hamilton in third on a 1:28. 2 tenths adrift of Norris. 4 tenths adrift of your session lead, Oscar Jack Piastri. Behind him, you got 4, soon to be 5-time champion, Maximilian Verstappen on a 1:23.8. How dare you say 5-time champion, Cameron? It's far too early and premature for that. F1 and life needs to be very serious all the time, and you cannot leverage any sort of poetic license and pathetic fact. Go away. You're a legend, Johnny. I appreciate you. Lewis cried, oh no. The only one not forgotten would be Max, Lewis and Alonso. Quite a high bar. Nobody remember George Russell in F1 history when he was 40. How do you know that, Michael? People said that about Max Verstappen many cycles ago. True story. 2016 when he kept crashing. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. How is Checo still P10? Dude can't perform in a practice with no... Oh, no. I mean, plus ça change. The more things change as far as Checo Perez is concerned, the more things stay the same. Continually seizing defeat from the Moors, no jewels of victory. You're a legend, Eddie. I'll do my best. Yeah, we'll be back for the race. Going to take little man to his first proper Lion King theatre production, which is a seminal moment. Apropos that this happens during qualifying of the season finale. But your boy Cameron, Triple C, doesn't want to get Ivor, so I've signed it off. Logistical error. Do you know what I mean? But I digress. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have been legends. Again, I'm grateful to you each and every single time. Ad infinitum, in perpetuity, in extremis. Between now and next time, 30 minutes before lights out for the race. As always, remember to look, but never stare.